Oh, absolutely. All area hospitals want to be a part of that, getting out on a day like that. I think year after year, you all have had more than 1,000 folks out there. It's been a
Yes.
tremendous celebration, whether at the beach there at the former pavilion area or out at Broadway at the beach for the last couple of years. Big turnouts for the walk. You said this will be the first year out at the Market Common.
Yes, and I think we'll have a good turnout for that because it is a beautiful place to walk, and I think people will really enjoy it.
You all have some new sponsors this year as well for the walk. Is that right?
Yes, we do.
Some spectacular sponsors. Of course, I saw a list of some of those, even Barefoot Landing, I think Time Warner Cable, the Jackson Companies. I don't know if you know all of them. Don't want to put you on the spot because there's so many. But McCaffrey Interest there, the folks who have built out the Market Common, a great partnership with them. So, of course, HCC again. It's nice to have your involvement there and the Melting Pot. Any others that stick out in your mind?
Ryan has just done a phenomenal job with getting sponsorships, and I would hesitate to even try and mention all those.
He, of course, highlighted a lot of those. Smith, Sapp, Bookout, Crumpler, and Callahan, I believe, this week. I think he also mentioned on Monday you all have a great chair-elect for the Heart Walk and for Start Waccamaw area.
Yes, Dr. DeCenzo is going to be our chair-elect, and I'm really excited about working with him over the course of the next several months. I think he will be a great chairperson next year.
Yes.
And hopefully he's going to be able to get Coastal Carolina University involved, and so I think the number of walkers will certainly increase this year. So we're really excited about that, and I think that Dr. DeCenzo is also excited about the prospect.
Oh, yeah, and the Coastal Carolina connection. Before you got your MBA there at Winthrop University, I believe you're a graduate of your alma mater as Coastal.
Absolutely.
So that's
and
even a
I
bigger
attend
connection
all the
there.
games.
Is that right?
Planning to go to Penn State this year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I think we had Coach Bennett with us last Friday. He and Matt Hogue from Coastal Carolina, the Associate Athletic Director, obviously promoting this past Saturday's March for Babies. But I think he had talked about even Clemson next year, so on Halloween. You all have some big events on the football side.
We really do.
Really
looking forward to it.
Yeah, and for you having attended the same school where your children are now attending for high school and then staying in the county to attend Coastal Carolina, must be a great feeling to see some of the expansion in the area.
It is, and both my children have attended all the games, and they're planning on going to Coastal themselves.
Is that right? They're already thinking that. What are their ages, Glenda?
My son is 17. He's a junior, so he is planning to go into the music program at Coastal.
Really?
My daughter is 15, soon to be 16. She'd never forgive me if I didn't say that. And she is planning to go into the medical field, but she wants to spend her first 2 years at Coastal, and she wants to be a Coastal cheerleader.
Is that right? I think so. You've been involved in as a cheerleading coach maybe for 6 or 7 years?
Since she was 5.
Is that right? How exciting. That must be a great way to keep yourself young, surely by spending a lot of time with youngsters. And
yes, I'm very involved with youth, from my church to school to all the activities I do involve youth. I love working with youth and mentoring them. Oh,
yes, the Chief Executive for Human Resources, and obviously taking on big volunteer opportunities like this. How do you have time for anything, Glenda?
I guess we all have 24 hours in a day. It's a matter of how we use them.
You just make time. You had shared with us earlier this morning about one of your favorite hobbies, photography. Do you mind sharing with viewers about what you do with photography?
Certainly. I took a class probably 10 years ago and realized that I really had a talent for photography. So I said that if since I have this talent, I want to use it for the benefit of youth, and I take mostly just teenagers, and I will take them in, people with a low self-esteem who just need some building up, need to understand how beautiful they are. And me and my daughter fix them up and do their hair, their makeup, their clothing, and we take pictures, and then we give those pictures to them.
Really?
And we've had some real success in that, and it's a very rewarding experience.
Oh, I bet. Is that all over the county, or principally in the Gaynor area, or
I have
all over
sources.
the country, yeah.
I have sources who work with youth, and when they have a youth that they just feel like needs uplifting, they will call me and say, Glenda, I'd really like for you to work with, so and so, and so I take them in and just try to uplift them and make them feel better about themselves.
That is tremendous, and a great experience for your daughter to be a part of that as well. Has she gotten the photography bug at all, or your son or husband, anyone else, or is this just a mom and a daughter?
My son likes to take pictures, but not at this level. He likes to take action shots, but my daughter doesn't do much photography. She is the social one, so she usually brings, when the kids come in, she makes them feel comfortable and at home, and just sets them at ease, and we have fun. We'll take an entire afternoon just to take pictures of one person.
Really?
And she's just, she's really good with them, and just kind of makes them feel at ease, and which always makes the photographs turn out better. So it's a good partnership.
That is wonderful. I saw you've also been real active in your church there in Galloway's Ferry.
Yes.
So there's a good bond, as you said, a real mission opportunity with the photography, both from a Christian perspective as well as the human perspective of providing that benefit to build their self-esteem. But surely a church setting is another great venue. Is it? I'm not even going to look down, but I think it was a number of years there, even with the Vacation Bible School.
I am on my 11th or 12th year of Vacation Bible School director.
Really? Yeah. So it'll be a busy summer as well for that.
Yes.
How exciting, Glenda. That is wonderful. We got about 5 minutes, and of course a real focus is October 18th, but a lot that has to happen over the next 5.5 months. Is it teams, or is it individuals? Is it people just going out on their own? Or do they oftentimes, HCC I suspect will have a big team out there, and many of the sponsors here. Is this something you all have been doing year after year? Do you have certain things you do and always do that way?
It's sort of a combination of all the things that you mentioned. Certainly in a corporate environment, you're going to have a team, but we try to keep the teams to about 10 people per team. Okay. So there, HTC will have quite a few teams to work with. But there can be individuals as well. Lots of individuals go out on their own and try to raise money for the Heart Association, and usually it's because it means something to them. They've had a loved one that they've lost, or perhaps they've had heart disease of themselves. And then some of the smaller corporations may have one team within the organization. So it's sort of a combination of all of the above.
So lots of large companies have multiple teams.
Yes.
And some of the events that they may have, is it much like some of the other marches or walks in the area? Some bake sales or blue jeans days, or no? Is it?
Well, our big fundraiser at HTC is casual days. We have casual Fridays, and we allow employees to wear jeans on that day and sort of dress casual. And they wear a sticker so that our customers know that this isn't the way we normally dress, but that we are raising funds for the American Heart Association. And we normally raise about $10,000 doing that, and for about a 13-week period. So this year we're hoping to expand that a little, since we're chairing the Heart Walk, and we're hoping to raise about $15,000 that way.
$15,000. Yes. That is tremendous, Glenda. And y'all are involved in so many activities. HCC is a company truly in a giving back mode, aside from being an amazing cooperative and surely having all the members that benefit from being tied into HCC. But y'all, in a giving sense, are constantly giving back to the community.
Like I said earlier, we're so proud and so fortunate to have the employees that we have. Our employees are very compassionate. They have a heart. Anytime one of our employees has a family member or something that is ill or going through, some disease or something, our employees get behind them and really help out. And when the HTC brings something like the Heart Association to the employees, they really embrace it and are ready to help out in any way that they can. So we have a great group of employees, and we're very excited and proud of them.
Speaking of helping out, I saw Nicole Hyman recently on River Talk highlighting the Real Kids program, which is tremendous. So one that HCC really wrapped around, I guess kicked off
We
to
did.
recognize children throughout the county and their teachers. Amazing.
That's really a big event for us, and I look forward to it every year. Nicole does a wonderful job with that, and I think it recognizes some of those underprivileged, and maybe not just underprivileged, but kids who have gone through a really hard time and have overcome those obstacles, and that's what it's all about. And it's always a wonderful event to attend. If you haven't attended one, it's usually very heart-wrenching.
Yes, yes. Bring your Kleenex. Bring your
Yes.
tissues. Excuse me. An amazing day and series of days. I mean, everything that has to happen there to make that successful.
She also does the Hometown Heroes,
Oh, wow.
and it is always a wonderful event as well, recognizing some of those unsung heroes in our communities that just do so much for our area and for our communities and for our youth, our children, and that's a wonderful, wonderful program Nicole heads up.
Absolutely. You know, we don't oftentimes think about children as it relates to heart disease and stroke, but that surely, as we set the stage for them to have healthy lives, a lot comes back to children. Whether you're doing this for your own children or for the community or just for HCC in general, what really drives you here on this, Glenda, to take over? This is going to be a lot of volunteer hours over the next 5.5 months, just getting ready for the big celebration on October 18th.
Well, as I said, my father died at 51 of a heart attack, and my son had a heart issue when he was born. Thankfully, he is fine. But it's not just for my family, it's for all of those out there. Heart disease among children is very prevalent, and with the obesity problem that we have in our youth today, it is certainly going to increase if we don't do something. And so I think that education is very important at this stage, to educate our young people on how they need to eat, that they need to be active, have a more active lifestyle. We have so many things that keep kids sedentary today, sitting in front of a TV and playing video games and that kind of thing, when years ago we used to be out playing basketball or tag or those kind of things that kept us fit friendly. And we've got to get back to that. We've got to encourage the youth to get out and be more active, and hopefully that will improve our chances of improving in the cardiovascular disease line.
Absolutely. Glenda, we've run out of time. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Well, thank you. I've enjoyed it.
Very definitely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Glenda Page, the chairperson of this year's Start Waccamaw Area Heart Walk, coming up next. You heard Glenda talking about the sedentary lifestyle. She was talking about kids, but it's everybody. It's all of us. You're sitting here the last 30 minutes sitting down watching Carolina People and enjoying her highlight this big event, October 18th, Valor Park at the Market Common, 843-282-2931 or AmericanHeart.org, 282-2931. Give them a call. See how you can be a part of making a difference in the fight against cardiovascular disease. Glenda Page, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Absolutely.